Hey, welcome to Maximum Bat Speed. Want to do this video here today of this NPF player, National Pro Fast Pitch player. She's doing this lower body drill right here, but you can use it for various things. And I'm going to explain to you what's going on right here with her swing. And I'm just going to let it run here. Watch what she's doing here. Watch how well she uses the lower body. You can see how well she releases that back foot. And that, if you watch my videos, I bring this up quite a bit. And the reason why is, in order for you to maximize your body as far as its full potential, you must engage your lower body. And what I usually see in softball, it's more so in the lower levels, but you see it also in high school and in college, where players just basically leave the back foot stuck right there, and where you see her hips right there, that's as far as they go. In other words, they don't let it square up like she's doing right here in this particular video. And when you do this, you're going to get a lot more power than you would if you don't allow your back foot to release. You got to let that back foot release in order for you to, again, square up those hips. Now, I'm going to mention to you, I'm going to bring up things that she's doing here that would help you by doing this drill. First of all, if you're going to do this drill and you're going to be working off the tee, I would suggest for you to work with very smooth tempo. Now, if you apply very good resistance, very good pullback as you're doing this drill, you're going to be able to control your tempo as you're moving forward. In other words, the better the resistance, the better the pullback, you're going to be able to control your momentum going forward. Now, the way to do this is this. As you get your feet together like this, how she's doing right here. Now, you can see how her elbow's down right now. As she does this, watch how her elbow starts working back and behind her, and as she gets into toe touch, she's going to definitely have a different kind of a look. In other words, you can see here now that her elbow's pretty high up here, where before it was down here much lower. So you want to make sure you're applying good pullback. Another thing to look for when you're doing this drill, if you want to have checkpoints, make sure that your shoulders are pretty much pointing to the second baseman, not the pitcher. If you do not have your shoulders separated like this from the lower body, this shows me that you're not getting enough pullback, enough separation. Another thing that's going on here with her swing here is this. Now watch what's going on. As she gets into her toe touch right here, into her heel plant, you're going to see here that she's applying some resistance from the front end. In other words, you can see here, if I draw some lines right here, you're going to see, if I draw a line from her knee all the way down right here, you're going to see a gap right here. And this is what you want. You do not want to allow your knee to get over your ankle. You're going to deprive yourself of a blocking mechanism from the front side. This is going to allow your hips to work so much better through the ball by applying that blocking mechanism. And it also works from the back end as well. In other words, when you get into your swing, you do not want to allow, just from the same way going this way when you're working, you do not want to allow your knee, and right here she's just doing a drill, but you would not want to let your knee to get over your ankle from the back end, okay? And this, again, she's doing a drill, but even if you're doing this drill, you want to make sure, and this is very important, that you're keeping the weight inside the instep and inside the ankle and inside the inner thigh as you're doing this drill. In other words, you do not want to let any of your weight go over to the backside or behind you. Now, another thing that's going on here with this drill right here, and again, now pay attention what's going on. Now, just like I mentioned, you want to apply very good pullback, okay? In other words, you want to have that resistance, let that elbow work back and behind you as you're working forward. And as you're doing this, what you want to make sure is that you land at a very good 50-50 balance right here. And you can see right here, now we're not looking directly opposite side batter's box, but it's pretty obvious right here that she's very balanced as she's getting to toe touch. In other words, she doesn't have too much weight on her backside or on her front side. What this allows you to do at toe touch is to have the opportunity to hit a lot more pitches. So that's what you want. And you can work as far as your stride. If you want it a little deeper, if you want it a little bit more narrow, I recommend about 50 to 65% of your height when you get to toe touch. That seems to be a very good place to be. Now, another thing that I want you to notice here is, watch this, pay attention. As she gets into her heel plant, her shoulders are still closed. In other words, if I draw a line from her shoulder to her shoulder right here, you can see that her shoulders are still pointing pretty much to the second baseman. In other words, they're not pointing to the pitcher. They're still closed because she's still applying resistance. You still want to continue to apply resistance as you are getting into your heel plant. Now, another thing that's going on right here, now watch what's going on with her swing, and this is very important. You can see here that her bat is getting around the corner of her deltoid, and this is very important as well. The reason you want to have that little gap right here where the hand hands have the freedom to go slightly beyond the deltoid, and you can see here as she continues to swing here, she's very compact through the ball, and this allows you to hit a lot more pitches. It allows you to have a lot more bat speed through the ball in order to hit, again, different pitches. And the thing to pay attention here, and I bring this up in my videos all the time, pay attention to where her elbow is right now, okay? And this is, again, what you're going to see, or what you should see in elite swings. Her elbow's right here right now, and as she continues to get into her swing, she gets into her heel plant. Now she's starting to level. The bat gets around the corner. Watch how the elbow starts to work up to the height of the mouth. Now it's very obvious that her elbow's worked up to the height of the mouth. Another thing that's going on right here is she has a beautiful hitter's box, and by that I mean this. If I draw lines right here, you're going to see here that she has this kind of a look right here, and this allows your arms to extend to the ball and through the ball. Now watch if I go here one more frame. You can see how her elbow, now pay attention to this area right here, and I'm going to back this up a little bit. Watch how she hits to the ball and through the ball. Now again, this is something I'm going to explain to you. Now if I go one more frame here, and I'm just going to keep that line right here that I drew here earlier. So what you saw here, she had it at point of contact. I go 1 frame, 2 frames, 3 frames, okay? Now you can see that her elbow, okay, did not move. It pretty much stayed there once she got to the point of contact. In other words, she's not bailing out. The one thing she's doing here that I would recommend or suggest for she to do is this. Now watch the next frame right here. You can see here that the bat has flipped up a little bit right here. Now ideally what you want to do if you're doing this drill right here, now this part right here is beautiful right here, but the next frame what she should be doing, everything should be like this. In other words, that red line should be the bat, and her arm should be fully extended like this. And the reason why is this is going to keep you in the strike zone longer. Right here, she's prematurely leaving the strike zone just a little bit. Now watch as I go back again. Point of contact, right here she's still fine, and from there she should hit to the ball and through the ball with great extension. And again, you can see here how she's bailing out a little bit in this direction. And I just did a 2-hour and 45-minute video explaining this and specifically how to fix this and how to get your swing to stay in the strike zone longer. Now other than that, her swing looks pretty good. You can see here how she works in an up orbit right there. And again, the thing to take away from the swing is this. Again, she applies very good resistance, and again, if you're going to do this drill, do it with smooth tempo, apply great resistance, let that elbow work up to the mouth, hit to the ball and through the ball with your arms fully extended right there, not flipping through and then working in an orbit. I hope you learned something here. I hope you liked the video. If you order my video, I think you'll really learn a lot about the fundamentals of a great swing. Thank you so much for watching Maximum Bat Speed.